Hello, Sumet. You're highly welcome back to my channel once again. I'm so excited to have you once again on my channel. So, in today's tutorial, we're going to be making this handkerchief dress. It's actually called the man handkerchief dress, okay? So that is what we're going to be learning how to make in this tutorial. And this dress has a drawstring on the shoulder. So it's a shoulder drawstring dress, which is totally optional, okay? So if you don't want yours to have a shoulder drawstring, you are going to, skip that part, okay? So this dress is very simple and is very fine. Like, I love it. I love it, honestly. So if you have not made handkerchief dress before, or you want to learn how to make it, or skirt, handkerchief skirt, please, this tutorial is for you. And I want you to stick to the tutorial to the end. So thank you so much, all my subscribers. I really appreciate. So this is the fabric that I'm working with. So this is a crepe fabric, and as you know, crepe fabric is a length 60 fabric, right? So it's 3 years that I have here on my table, and that is what I'm going to be using for this style, okay? So remember, this dress is a cut together dress. That means we are cutting the sleeve and the half length together. Do you understand? So the first thing I'm going to do now is to fold and cut out my half length. So that is what I'm going to do. So I have my half length here, and this half length here is both the front and the back half length. Like, I have two half length here, the front and the back, and both of them I folded into two, so one is on top of one. Okay, so what I used to cut out, this is my half length, that is from my shoulder to my waist, which is where I mark now. Then I added extra 2 inches allowance to it. Can you see? So that is what I did. So this 2 inches allowance is that 1 inch will be for the upper part, that is the shoulder part, then 1 inch will be for the down part. Remember, it's a drawstring dress at the shoulder, so because of that, I am going to set aside 1 inch for this for the drawstring at the shoulder part, okay? So if you don't want yours to have a drawstring at the shoulder, you might just want to add only 1 inch allowance for the joining of the flay to the half length, okay? That will be enough. So mine, I used 2 inches because I needed 1 inch for this upper part that I'm ruling now for the drawstring allowance, and the other 1 inch will be for my joining the half length to the skirt part, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do after ruling the 1 inch at the upper part is to measure my neck depth. So I'm using 3.5 inches for my neck depth, okay? So, and I'm just going to measure my shoulder to shoulder divided by 2, then mark it, then I'll measure my sleeve length, okay? So that is what you see me measuring here, mark. Then I am going to measure my the wideness of my sleeve, but before I mark it, I'm going to get my shoulder slope of 1 inch, okay? So then from that 1 inch shoulder slope, I am going to measure the roundness of my sleeve. So I measured and mark it, and I'm adding extra allowance to it of 2.5 inches, okay? So remember, the wideness of my neck is going to be like a bow neck, okay? So that is why I measured as far as 6.5 inches. It's going to be wide, like the neck is going to be wide but not deep. Do you understand? So that is what I did, and from there, from that 6.5 inches, I sloped to my 1 inch shoulder slope. Do you understand? So that is what I did here, and I'm just going to connect that 6.5 inches and neck width then to my 3.5 inches neck depth, okay? So that is what you may want to do as well. Remember, the front and the back, they are the same. So the neck will look like off shoulder, but it's not off shoulder, okay? It's wide but not deep, okay? So now the next thing I'm going to do is to extend this line here like this, and I'm going to measure my bust circumference divided by 4. So I won't be putting zipper on mine, and that is why I'm going to make it free. So I mark my bust circumference divided by 4. Then I'm going to be adding as much as 3 to 3.5 inches allowance, okay? So that is how free I want it to be, because I'm not going to be attaching zip. So If you want yours to have zipper, go ahead and make it fitted, then attach your zipper at the back. Okay, so I proceeded to also measure my waist circumference divided by 4, and I'm going to mark it. Then I won't be using much allowance at this waist side. I just use 2.5 inches allowance. Do you understand? Because I want it to give a little shape at the waistline, okay, and free at the bust line. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to go up by 1 inch and reconnect my 1 inch. Okay, from the shoulder slope line, I'm going to mark my 1 inch. Remember, this 1 inch is for my drawstring. Okay, so I went on to mark it, and I'm just going to connect like this into a straight line. And what I was done connecting, I am going to pick up my scissors and I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so this is how I'm going to cut it out, and I'll do that right now. Okay, so I was done cutting. Okay, and this is what I have. Okay, so I'm just going to set it aside, and it will be time for us to start cutting our skirt part, which is the handkerchief dress part, like the handkerchief effect part. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is to fold your fabric into 4. Remember, you fold into 2 first, then you're going to refold into 4. So that is just what I am doing here. You're going to fold into 4, just the way we normally fold our fabric when we are cutting our flay. Okay, so if you already know how to cut flay, then this won't be hard for you to understand. But if you don't know how to cut flay before, if you're new in the sewing business, please, I want you to pay very good attention. If possible, get a fabric and practice while you watch. It will help you a lot. Okay, so I went on to fold it into 4. Can you see? So can you see it? So this part here now is the closed end, while this of the part that is facing the camera is the open end. That's why you see it too like this. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do now is to get my radius. So this radius is what will give me my waist circumference divided by 4. Okay, so this radius here is what, when I mark it round this here and measure it, I'm going to have just exactly the number I have if I divide my waist circumference by 4. Okay, remember, this fabric is folded into 4. Okay, so I am going to making use of 6 inches. Okay, so I'm going to mark 6 inches round, just the way we mark it when we are cutting circle. Okay, so I'm going to mark it round, and I'm connecting it now. After marking, then I'm going to take the measurement of it to check if it gives me my round waist divided by 4. Okay, so I have my round waist divided by 4 here, which is 10.5 inches. So I'm going to be adding a little bit excess to it so that I can have joining allowance. Remember. Okay, so that is what you do as well. Once you get your round waist circumference divided by 4, you are going to ensure that you also have joining allowance. Okay, so that is what I'm marking here, so that I can have extra for joining allowance, right? So after that, I'm going to reconnect, and I will tell you the next thing we are going to do. So I was done reconnecting, and the next thing I'm going to do is to subtract my half length, which is 18 inches. You see, as I place my 18 inches there and measure my length. Okay, so I place my tape on the 18 inches, which is the half length we have already cut out, right? Then I mark my length, the overall dress length, that is the length of my gown. Do you understand? So that is what you do as well. If your waist is 15 inches, you're going to place your tape on the 15 inches, then mark, then get your full length. Let's say your full length is 40, then you're going to place your tape on the 15 inches because you have already cut out 15 inches as your half length, right? Then you're going to get that 40, then you can add 1 inch allowance to it, or 2 inches for hemming the down part, okay, to hem the flay. Okay, so that is what I am doing here. I'm subtracting the 18 inches and getting my length, the length of my dress. So after marking, I'm going to connect it very round, in a round shape. I will connect all of them round. Okay, so that is what I have here. I hope you can see it very well, and I hope you understand it too. Okay, so I was done marking it round. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is to get our handkerchief. We're going to get our handkerchief effect. Okay, so what you are going to do, what I'm going to do now is to measure this place. Then I'm going to divide my tape into two to help me to get the midpoint. Okay, so here is the midpoint. I marked it. Then towards the upper part as well, I'm going to measure. So I will mark here as well to get the midpoint as well, and as you can see, the midpoints still correspond with the other midpoint as well, right? So I'm going to use my ruler to connect it. I'm just going to follow it straight and connect it towards the end of my flay. Okay, so that is what you are going to do as well. You're just going to connect it towards the this other down part of the flay, right? So I was not connecting, and I am just going to make it to overflow towards the remaining part of the fabric here. Okay, so here is it. You can see the straight line here. Okay, so pay attention here because this is where we have our handkerchief effect. Okay, so I was not connecting. You can see the straight line, or it's run from this upper part to the down part. Okay, so now we are going to determine how deep we want the handkerchief effect to be. You want it to be very long. You can use 9 inches, 10 inches. Okay, you can also use as long as 14 inches. It all depends on you. So I measured 9 inches, which is what I want to use. Then I am going to connect just before the beginning of this part. Okay, I'm going to tell you the inches that I came down from first to connect. Okay, so I am going to connecting like this. Remember where I marked the 9 inches, right? I am going to place my ruler and connect like this. Do you see it? Okay, can you see it? Right, then I'm going to repeat that same process on this side as well. Okay, I'm just going to connect from this part now to the place where I marked that same center point where I connected the first one. Okay, so you can see how I connected it, and I measured here. I had about, I think, 8.25. Okay, so 8.5 inches, sorry. So I also mark here to ensure that both connections started the same place. Do you understand? So that is it, and the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut it out. And after cutting out, I'm going to show you what we have. So I'm starting the cutting from this down part, and once I was done cutting, I'll show you what we have. So this handkerchief dress is not difficult at all. This is the same method you cut your your skirt. It's just the same method. You can also cut this as top, like I have this as top before. That was when I started making tutorials here on YouTube. I had this handkerchief top. So cut this, make this for yourself as dress, as skirt, or as top. It's very fine, like I love it. Okay, so I proceeded to cut the down part, as you can see, and I'm just going to I'll just cut out this upper part as well, and I'm going to show you what we have. So this is the handkerchief effect. Okay, so this is what we have. So right now you can decide to open it very well and determine where you want to use as your the center. You can use the longer part, which is where the handkerchief effect shows. That is the part that is longer, that has tip. You can notch that part. Okay, you can just notch that part, or use the part that is shorter. So right now we'll have shorter part and longer part. So whichever place you place as the front, it all works. Okay, so this side down is the shorter side, then this side is the longer side. Okay, so you can choose here to be your center front and center back, or choose the shorter side to be your center front and center back, and trust me, they are all fine. So this is my half length. So the first thing I'm going to do is to hem the neckline. Then I am going to pipe here and make a channel for my rope. Remember, it has drawstring. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to make this channel, then hem my sleeve before I now join the shoulder. Join the shoulder. After joining the shoulder, I will hem my sleeve, then make this channel. Okay, so I went on to pipe the neck, to that is to turn it with bias. And what I did first is that I hemmed the sleeve, right? You're going to hem the sleeve separately, the sleeve for the front and the sleeve for the right? Then after that, you're going to join the shoulder. Remember, you are joining with 1 inch allowance, not 0.5 inches, because you need to make casing for this drawstring. Okay, so remember, you are going to join, and after joining, you are going to make your casing. Okay, open iron flat, then make your casing. Then after that, you sew your rope and insert it inside. So while you insert your rope, you're going to stitch your rope here. Okay, you're going to stitch the beginning of your rope here towards the neckline. I'm going to now sew on top, and you're going to like stitch the channel. Okay, if you have stitched the channel already, you can use your safety pin to pass it out, but it's more advisable you do this before putting your rope. Okay, so I have a tutorial on how you can do this perfectly well. You watch my bust waistline dress with drawstring. That tutorial gives you more insights, a detailed explanation on how to do that. So I'll go ahead and join the side, and I'll bring it back. So for the skirt, I went on to hem the down part. Okay, I hem the down part, and after joining the side, I'm going to notch the center front of my half length, that is the upper part. And I will also use, some even I was notching the part I want to use for my center for the skirt. I will just align the both center together, and I'm going to join them around. So I was done joining, and I made a small dart here, like I sew a little dart around here, just 0.5 inches, and this is what we have. So tell me what you think about this dress. Will you be trying it? Do you like it? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.